Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name's Michael.
My name's Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
We're the podcast that dares to ask, what happens when Disney and Marvel finally collide on the comic books?
You get probably the most excited I've been for a new Spider character in quite some time.
Quite possibly the most adorable thing ever.
I am a big Spider-Man fan, so every time we add to the Spider family, I'm always really excited. Marvel has made a fairy tale Marvel Disney princess,
Mm-hmm.
and her name is Spinstress.
Which is just an adorable name in itself.
Right. And she's adorable. I've read the comic. It is in Edge of Spider-Verse, issue 4, and it's a story within that comic.
So are we having more, and forgive me for being ignorant on the Spider-Verse, but are we having another event happening?
Spider-Man gets an event all the time in the comics. All the time. Where it gives anybody an opportunity that's like, have you ever had an idea for a Spider-Man? To give theirs. And
I think that's super cool.
We got Spinstress.
Like, I think it's great that I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but I do think it's great that all of these artists and people with ideas can come and be like, hey, I got this idea. I always bring up the My Chemical Romance guy. Granted, he's done other things in the comic book world, but I mean,
like Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
Like that entire universe,
right? That entire universe, he did that.
I never know how much credit to give him because I've never read that comic, and
the
I don't know how closely.
It's not good.
No, cool.
It's in comparison, it is not good.
It's like The Boys. I've always heard is if like an 8-year-old wanted to be edgy. As a writer,
and that's just me. I don't care for it, but maybe someone out there does. Sorry, guys.
So Marvel hit this guy up, David Hine, to create a new character. Her name is Petra, which I like that name. I've heard it maybe a couple times even in my life.
My kid has a cousin named Petra.
Nice. Well, then she has this to look forward to. The artist is Luciano Vecchio.
Okay.
Colorist is Brian Reber, and letterist is Joe Caramagna. Really gets difficult sometimes with names.
It is. Yeah, it's accurate.
The first thing that I love about this comic that I bought and now own is that the first 2 pages come with audio online.
Well, that's amazing.
It is sung by Ariel Jacobs, who plays Princess Jasmine in Aladdin on Broadway.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. Also, I feel like Princess Jasmine, I've covered enough. She's in the town and she's singing with her little best friend Spider because she's a princess, and every princess has to have her little sidekick.
Interestingly, gives both a Belle from Beauty and the Beast and a Jasmine vibe.
Yes.
The song gives a Belle vibe.
Yes, and she's just like every Disney, right? They're just singing about what's happening. I let you listen to the audio of the first 2 pages. She hears a boom, and it is Bishop Octopus.
Oh no.
Which looks like if you combine Dr. Octopus and Ursula.
Oh, okay.
I can try to show you a picture. I know there's a glare, and then I know people who can hear can't really see it.
Oh, he looks cool. He looks like Hydra. I'm not
convinced it's a he. I don't really get a pronoun one way or the other.
Well, that's fair.
But
it does give for anybody listening, it's definitely a Ursula vibe.
But they do. get scared and run away and shoot ink. Oh, that was funny. And Petra and this guy James were like, "The fuck was that?" So Petra is singing. She's excited because she's been stuck in the house
Right.
or her tower, and she could find love while she's out here. And of course, because she's a princess, that's on the table for sure. She sneaks back home and she meets her mother's waiting for her, and her father was assassinated by one of the six kingdoms.
Super Disney right there.
Right.
Dead parents. Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised because the mother was like, "I'm locking you in this room because you're not going to this ball. I love you. Goodbye." And I was like, "Oh, I love you." This mother cares for her daughter. I thought maybe she was going to be a stepmother or something
Yeah.
along those lines. Maybe if the story continues, that would be like a twist that it's not actually her mother, it's a stepmother.
Mm.
Uh, she's she's locked in the tower and she's like, "Oh my God, I just wish that I could get out." And then we're introduced to a character that I will try to describe to you. I'll show you after I describe it to you. It's her fairy gob mother.
Like a gob of web or a goblin. Oh, the Green Goblin. Oh,
There
nailed it.
we
Oh
are.
my God,
You
that's
made
gonna
it.
be great.
You made it. And she looks like the Green Goblin meets Maleficent.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
And it is just, to me, the perfect mashing of this character.
Oh, that looks. Oh no, I love this. That'll probably be the thumbnail. Is a picture of her.
The artwork is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
I love it. I love all of it. And so I'm going to read a line that it seems like I'm running by this fast, but there's like,
5
let me
pages,
see.
6 pages.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pages to her story. So she meets the godmother, and she's like, "I heard you were trying to make a wish. What's up?
Ooh.
You trying to do something?" And she said, "You can call me Norma." All right, got it. And Petra's like, "What?" And she says, "Norma, dear, try to keep up. Into spiders I see. Let's get started." And then you can hear the tone in like her text bubbles, which is great. Because then she goes, "Let's see. Ours, ball, new dress, hair, all pretty standard. You want me to turn that little guy into a giant carriage," which is the little spider on her shoulder. And she goes, "What? No." And she goes, "Your loss would have been cool." And so the deal that Petra makes with the fairy godmother is, "I'm going to give you these powers so that you can get to the ball like you wished for. But you have to give the powers back at midnight. If you don't give the powers back at midnight, you will never find love."
Ooh.
Which is like a Spider-Man thing, right? Like
Spider-Man
that's
never
always
finds
been
love,
his
yeah.
struggle, is juggling his life because he has to be Spider-Man.
Sometimes, like Mary Jane leaves and goes off and gets happy, and then sometimes, like Gwen Stacy gets snapped in half.
Right.
It's really a tomato situation. Things happen, good.
Yeah, and there's more. I wish that the whole thing was audio because there's more singing parts, and I only wish that
we could have gotten it all sung for you.
the godmother has a singing part. I'm like,
God.
I can just imagine.
Who would you have sing it?
That's your world. I don't
Idina
know.
Menzel.
Okay.
Oh, Kristen Chenoweth. She's
Sure.
Kristen Chenoweth did Wicked. She was Elizabeth. I know my wife will be mad at me for not remembering the name of her, but anyway,
Right.
She does she's Glinda. She's the good witch, but because whatchamacallit, Idina Menzel plays the.
This is for the listeners.
Sorry,
this is not for me. I don't know anything about any of this world.
It would be solid. Either one of them, but I think Kristen Chenoweth would be fun.
I can name some singers if that's what you're asking of me, but so she says, "Wait, I have to give my powers up. I have to give up my powers or give up love. She said, that's the deal. Now let's get you to that ball. And she shows up in the most amazing art style of a Spider-Man Disney dress,
Well, yeah.
which is this. It's got the colors and the, I don't know this part, gown part?
Very Cinderella-y.
Yeah, silk spider web. It's all glistening and sparkly. And she sees the musician James. And he's like, oh, that's a beautiful gown made of web. And she goes, oh, thank you, James, right? And she says, and it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me till this bubble. It says, they call me, and let me write it for you so you can see it as I read it.
Mary isn't like happy. James
Yes.
Watson. Okay.
Yeah, because he's a musician.
Yeah.
He's a street musician, so he's
Okay.
Mary.
Okay.
Mary James Watson is what they call me.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I didn't. I don't know why I didn't see it. But you
Appreciate the
got me.
tie-in. Yeah, I appreciate the tie-in. I was, for whatever reason, was thinking they were gonna be, but maybe it's because I was thinking of Spider-Man, or not it's not Spider-Man, Superman's special buddy Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a Jimmy, but
She can also understand her little spider companion
Oh,
now,
well,
which is
duh.
oh so exciting.
because Disney princesses understand
Right.
any kind of animal.
Right. So the queen comes out to the ball, and she says, "As you know, years ago, one of you sent an assassin to murder my husband." And the kingdoms are like, "Whoa, that's an accusation, right?"
Hey, everybody,
'Cause-
thanks for coming to this party. I know you want you fucked up.
Which is a fucking yeah, that's a villain move. Sure,
Yeah.
she had a villain look, but she said, "I love you," and it threw me off my game. So she's working with Bishop Octopus,
Mm-hmm.
and Bishop Octopus is looking for an orb before the ball,
Mm-hmm.
which again didn't click in my head. I don't know if I was just really enjoying the comic, but her name, it says her name, and I'll read that to you. Queen Mysteria.
I see what they did there.
She takes the orb, puts it on, and she calls herself Mysterious Empress. And I mean, she just looks like the Mysterio. Like there's not a lot of.
Ladies and gentlemen that can't see, that is Mysterio in a dress.
However, I will say her look before then, I guess, gave off the same style to it, but I don't find a good picture. But I mean, you don't really see it coming like
No.
that.
That's very much a Snow White evil queen kind of look to it.
Yes, which is spot on for what she ends up being. So, big fight breaks out. Spintress tears her dress, and she's got tights underneath, but she's got spider silk gloves and spider silk shoes.
Ooh.
And they look adorable. And she gets grabbed by Dr. Octopus. James hits Dr. Octopus with a fucking
Mandolin?
a lute.
A lute? Okay, yeah.
And she's like, "Thanks for your help. Can you?" Webster is the spider's
Uh-huh.
name. Help Webster get these people out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "I don't know who Webster is."
I don't know what or who a Webster is, but you're a beautiful princess, so yes, ma'am, I will go ahead and do that for you.
She's
today.
like, he's the spider trying to help others out. And there's this huge web on a wall, and it's an arrow, and it says this way.
Okay.
And people are
This is
following.
Charlotte's
I
Web
was
stitch.
like,
I got you.
that's good too. I enjoy that.
That's fantastic.
We get into a big fight. She breaks the orb.
Uh-huh.
But as she's getting to the final fight and she's breaking the orb, there's in each panel there's bong, 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 and
She done fucked up.
she's like, I can't stop fighting. I need my powers to stop my mom before things get too crazy. Mom, this isn't you. And she's like, and that's the curse. Now I'm now this is me.
Never
Uh,
leave.
yeah.
What are
And
the powers she got other than talking to the spider?
she does get web, and it
Okay.
looks like strength because she takes the web and fucking flings
Oh, okay.
people. So she's a Spider-Man,
Yeah. Okay.
but you know,
Through and through. No
right?
need for capsules to shoot web. That's good.
Yeah. And James is like, but what if you can find love? And she's like, alas, this is not my fate.
Look, you dumb bitch. You didn't see what the mother gob said, okay? The gob fairy, she told me I can't do it. Get the fuck away, James.
And at the end, the spiders from different universes are like, hey, fucking get in the portal. We need
Let's
you.
do this.
But here's the final shot of the webs and shoes.
Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah. She's got a great little. She also.
He gives a very Prince Philip vibe too, by the way.
Yeah. She also just looks like the girl version of superhero costumes in like Party City.
Fair.
Like it's just a tutu and like a shirt or whatever. But and then the narration that Spider-Man usually does to himself when he's talking to himself, it's her like singing it like to herself. And I'm like, I love all of this. It's a one-off. It's a one shoot.
Yeah.
But to that, I say,
bring you more.
Spider-Gwen was a one-shot.
That's true.
And she is in fucking Fortnite now. So
she's the biggest thing that they have going for them right now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not convinced that if this doesn't do well, you wouldn't see her more, if not a whole line for herself.
Right.
I'd also like to point out that not a lot of buzz going on about this, which is weird because she is a fairy tale princess, person of color, Spider-Man, and no slack anywhere from.
I think that the Spider-Man did it the right way. The Spider-Man comic books, okay, hold on, that comes off weird. Not the right way. They did it in a manner in which people have tough time complaining because they're like, no, this is like a multiverse. Like, there's just so many. Like, there's just infinite. But don't you worry, your precious piece of shit, piece of Peter Parker, he's still out there.
I mean, I don't know, because they still fought Miles tooth and nail until like he was just too good, and there was nothing they could do. They were like, I don't like that he's stronger than Spider-Man. Like, dog, get fucking bit. Like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I'm sorry, your character was basic as fuck.
Right.
And it's just like the Wizard of Oz. People of color came in, did the whiz, and fucking knocked it out the park.
The Wiz is solid. But did you ever see Return to Oz?
No. Is that a laugh of?
It was when Disney got a hold of it. They finally got a hold of the project. It's nightmare fuel, honestly. But it was, I actually enjoyed it a lot. But it was like
That sounds right. Given what I've given you as Adventures, I don't know how you feel about it. It seems like something that'll be up your alley for sure.
Yeah.
Although you do hate the Spider-Man.
I'm not a big fan of Spider-Man. In fairness, it has always been Peter Parker that I've not liked. So,
yeah, that's a fair reason to give all the other ones.
Every other Spider-Man I've not had a problem with. Cleve turned my opinion over on Spider-Ham.
Damn Spider-Ham.
I'm not mad at a Nicolas Cage Spider-Man. Like, there's no.
Oh, the Spider-Noir? Yeah, he's good.
There's not like a one that I hate anymore, other than fucking.
And that's
Peter
the
Parker.
beauty of the Spider-Man like umbrella.
Yeah.
It's because it makes sense, and they did it from the cartoons, like from the '90s Spider-Man cartoons. That sounds dumb because it came from the comics, right? But that's where I saw it first. Was there's a web of universes, and there's a Spider-Man in each universe.
You're talking about Madam Web here, right?
Yes.
And the fateful episode that ended and never on the biggest cliffhanger ever. Like, hey, you might find Mary Jane out there. Good luck.
Right. It's so wild to me that they're coming back with the X-Men one, but we're not going to retouch that. Anyway, yeah, I've always there's a Spider-Man that's Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Which is, I think there's only been one of him. and that was a big hit because that's recent, I believe, where he became Spider-Man because of whatever happened. Although it's not that big of a swing when they did that with Batman. So
I think it's a lot of fun. I think that they have a lot of fun with it. I think it's a neat project or idea. And it's a good way to, like, hey, this is an idea. What do you guys think? And then everybody either loses their shit or doesn't ever talk about it. But it is, you're right. It is interesting. We're not talking about it. I think everybody's just on the heels of Ariel.
I guess
the Little Mermaid. But I will say, the only thing I'll be upset about is if Sebastian doesn't have a fake, like an attempted Jamaican accent.
I need it to be Canadian,
because the original voice actor was Jamaican, I believe, or had an accent, and the new one is not. I need him to force it.
Oh, you might not be good. It might not be a good accent you get.
Well, I mean, is it? I'm gonna mess it up. It's one of the Chris's, Pine or Pratt. It's Pratt. Is playing Mario, and he's not going to do an Italian accent. So,
I mean, Chris Pratt doesn't act, right? He has his comedic timing.
How has he not gotten canceled yet?
Just isn't really acting.
There's a couple times where like they've really pushed for it.
Yeah.
When we laughed at him about like early Chris Pratt because it was funny back then, and then we're like, maybe it wasn't funny that he just showed his wiener to a bunch of people.
I told somebody that the other day. They were like, "What?" They were like, "What's everybody's problem with Chris Pratt?" And I was like, "Well, one time he showed his dick to Amy Poehler, and NBC wrote him a letter and said, "Hey, don't ever do that again, or else."
Framed it.
And he framed it like a jackass instead of possibly getting kicked out of Hollywood forever and not taking it seriously. I don't know. I feel like
it's a weird world we live in.
I feel like they're still gathering evidence.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Maybe, but they're allowing them to continue.
And you know what? If there's evidence to be had, there's evidence to be had, and that's fucking on you. That's not on anybody else.
That's not what this episode's about. Sorry.
No, I had an idea for a Spider-Verse character that I've always thought would be cool. I
actually know an artist over at Marvel.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
You might know.
Drop some pants.
Yeah.
I've always seen a mashup opportunity between, and it might exist. I've not fucking done my research. This is just an idea I had one time because I was like, everybody kind of just gets a thing, right? Everybody does a thing with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If it was Spider-Man and Speed Racer, and it would give an excuse for that stupid buggy to exist, and then
from the Japanese Spider-Man.
And then
could it just be Japanese Spider-Man, but he's done in that style?
No, sir. This is American Spider-Man. The buggy.
I thought the buggy was. The spider bike was in Japan.
Yeah. And then Racer X could be like Racer V, and it could be like Venom. And
oh my god,
it's
not a terrible idea as much as I don't want it. But it's not a bad idea.
I made mock-up art one time because it wasn't obviously well done, but it was like
saying that.
I took screenshots of Speed Racer, and then I kind of okay, this is kind of what I was thinking for this, and his helmet. His visor was like the spider eyes on it, and his Speed Racer's girlfriend's name,
the girl,
would be Mary Jane, and she'd just have a little MJ on her shirt.
What about the chimp?
I've always worked on the chimp. I don't know. I don't think Spider-Man really had a monkey adversary that I could think of.
We don't really need it then. Just exit out. His dad would actually be his
J. Jonah Jameson. No, J. Jonah Jameson for sure. Spider-Man, you can't keep throwing these faces.
Oh man, this Spider-Man sounds great.
I'm gonna look through the pictures.
Whoever did the live action Speed Racer though, that's got to be the person that's on this project.
I didn't hate that movie. I didn't enjoy it.
I know.
I didn't hate it. But the world fucking hated it.
Boy, I did not care for it. But you know what? In fairness, I was not a big Speed Racer fan. It wasn't my jam, so it wasn't something I was excited for.
The world gave it no sympathy.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. No worry about it, man.
I get it, man. I get it.
Okay,
Shit's not everybody's jam.
so now obviously we need to see this princess at Disneyland, right?
Here's what's crazy, because I understand the artist I know at Marvel was like, this is a one shot. But like the amount of money that they can make off this, I don't see how
We don't.
they don't just fucking rake it up, because they could.
I'm gonna tell you now. We're right in the cusp of figuring out what my child wants to be for Halloween, and if I showed her that, I think that'd be it. And I don't want it. That'd be so difficult to make.
Well, again, it would just be the Party City Spider-Man costumes, and
With webs.
you would have to figure. You could just get like white gloves and boots. Yeah, done.
Yeah, maybe.
The hair would be a problem.
What were you gonna say they could do?
Stuff. They could do stuff. You know how I am.
The stuff. Yeah, I know the stuff.
I don't know. I had an idea, and then
Sorry,
you started
man.
talking.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you're fine.
I fucked it up, chat.
There's no chat here.
Viewers.
The world.
The world.
I'm talking to the world. No, I just think that the marketing and the fucking
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like-
It's still so much.
the toys and like I said, if Marvel Unlimited came with the audio of these comics, also I don't understand how much actual
gotta
work goes
pay.
into.
Yeah.
Someone's got to write the music, and then they have to fucking compose it, and then someone's got to sing over it.
Yeah, but like, just do it for us, okay?
But also, it's like once a month, so like maybe do it, and then not everything's sung, so like just maybe do it. You can reuse the same melody. I don't give a fuck. Linkin Park did it for their second album.
Well, and then they just reuse songs and threw Jay-Z in them.
Yeah. And then there was the one that they just brought in a different artist for each song. And I'm like, all right, like, people keep buying it, so
They sure did. Towards the end, I didn't really understand it.
You're not gonna get me on both. I bought one. I bought the first CD. You're not gonna give me. You're gonna sub it the same CD 2-3 times.
I slapped the shit out of that first CD. No skip on my fucking Sony Walk little player. My like knockoff Sony player. Then the anti-skip didn't work.
All day, baby.
Man, it's the
Living it
bullshit
up.
of the world. Anyway,
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Well,
Any more thoughts? Any?
no, I'm excited. I think it's cool. I hope they expand on it. They won't. I hope they do.
I think fans could expand on it online,
Yeah.
and I think it could
Ooh,
explode
that could
from
be
there.
fun. Oh man, that could be fun. Let us know what you guys think about Spendress or Petra, Princess Petra, Princess Petra. Let us know what you guys think about her. Are you excited? Do you want more? Do you want less? Do you never want to see it again? Is there a Spider-Man out there that you want? Do you want to see Spider-Man plus Speed Racer? Let us know. Comments
I
down
better
below.
get fucking credit. I'll be so pissed if it happens. And like they're like, yeah, you just said something
Marvel's
one
listening
time.
right now.
You said something one time. You wanted fucking credit for an idea. You said something one time. It's not like I can trademark fucking Spider-Man Speed Racer. Those are both locked up.
Oh man, you'd have to come up. What's his name?
It's got to have Spider and Racer in it.
Maybe Speed Webster.
Mm.
I don't know. But let us know what you guys think down below in the comments.
He's a demon on wheels. Spin it.
Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe if you're on the YouTube channel.
I
We
love
come out
Speed
with
Racer so
episodes
much.
every week. If you guys are listening to us at home, make sure if you guys want, you guys can check us out on YouTube so you can see us talking about things and see the things that we show you. Otherwise, we are available on all social medias. That includes Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch. We're really everywhere, guys. It's all Friendship Supreme. Only one that's not Friendship Supreme is Twitter. That's no eyes. Because all eyes should be on us when we're live on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays at 9 p.m. Central Time, or Monday, Wednesdays 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Central Time. You guys can check us out, have fun with us, hang out, make some friends. we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, or swinging in.
Oh shit!
But I've been
End it.
Michael.
End it. This is Cleve. Spider Webster. This way.